Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori if you're new. We are doing all of the TBR things in this video. So we're not only talking about the October TBR that we have, we're talking about the 3 readathons that we're participating in October, and then we're also doing my October bullet journal setup at the end. I will have a chapter down below, so that way if you want to watch either or, you can flip between them. October is one of my favorite months of the whole year. We have our black flame candle sweatshirt on because obviously there needs to be a Hocus Pocus watch during this month. Let's talk about some books. Make sure you grab a coffee, tea, water, snack. Let's get to it. So we're gonna be participating in 3 readathons for October. This was such a hard choice. There's so many absolutely amazing readathons happening in October. Season of the Witchwood, which is Steph from Stephanie Bookish, her Patreon readathon for the month of October. I love this one because it makes it easy to participate in other readathons as well. This is, I have to fix this little pocket that I made. And I do have in the bullet journal section of this video, I will have like close-ups of this, but it's basically a little board game and you roll a dice and there are reading prompts, which I put in this little pocket. So I have the reading prompts in there. If you land on a pumpkin, you pull a reading prompt, but there are also just fall activities that she put on this as well that I think is so cute and so fun. So there's like have a seasonal treat, rest your bones and read, outside, do a cozy hobby, stuff like that, which is just so freaking fun. So we will be participating in Season of the Witchwood. That I don't have a super set TBR because the reading prompts are a bit open. Then I will be participating in Vampathon this year as well. This was created by Jody from Vanilla Moon. I think that only last year was the year that I didn't participate. Every other year I have participated in this. This is a readathon that goes from October 26th through the 31st. So it's just like right at the end of the month, getting in all of your remaining spooky prompts. I think they also have some fun activity prompts as well. They have like a picture challenge to participate in on Instagram. And then the last one that I'm gonna be doing is called Season of the Witch. This is hosted by Alessa from Of Madness and Magic. It actually started on September 22nd because it goes for all of the official fall season. So it goes from September 22nd and it goes through November 1st. And there's 2 sections of prompts. I'll try to pop up her graphic. There's ones for assembling your coven and then there's ones for gathering your supplies. I will throw in that a lot of the books that I would like to read in October, I'm going to be pulling from the previous video that I posted. I will leave the thumbnail here and I will leave it linked down below. It is the 10 Kindle Unlimited book recommendations for spooky season. Those are all books that are very, very high on my TBR. Also, Phantasma is our Who Did This To You book club pick for October, which I'm so excited for because everyone has been freaking out about that book. And I've also heard that it is Carval meets Throne of the Fallen. It's Danny Phantom coded. Like, it literally sounds incredible. I can't wait for it. So we will have that one for sure. But a lot of those Kindle reads I'll touch on in this video because I want to talk about like what I'm reading for which prompts and stuff like that. But I won't go into super full synopses for synopses for those books because I did already like talk about it super recently. I think let's talk about the physical books that I have on my TBR first. And as I'm talking about the books, then I'm gonna go through like which prompts that they would apply for and like what I'm going to read it for. We have A Dark and Drowning Tide by Allison Saff. This cover, can we just have a moment? Sorry about the sunlight, it's being rude, but this cover is gorgina. It's a sapphic, folky, gothic romantasy. Like, do I need to say anything else? Lorelai and Sylvia, they grudgingly work together while they're on an expedition. They're researching a magical spring that promises untold power, which the king wants to harness in order to secure his reign over the embattled country of Brunstad and make her wildest, most impossible dream come true to become a naturalist, able to travel freely to the lands she's only read about. But there are deaths on this trip, and they're not only trying to figure out who is potentially murdering people, but they're also trying to maintain their expedition and get to this magical spring. And so Sylvia is her rival, longtime academic rival, the insufferably gallant and maddeningly beautiful Sylvia von Wolf. So they take over the expedition together and try to get through it. And I Could not be more excited. Could be used for some Vampathon prompts, so gothic / spooky cover, book with a gothic setting I think it could apply to. I could do book you want to sink your teeth into as well, which is just a book you really cannot wait to get to. It's also a shorter one, and I feel like my strategy for Vampathon this year will be to try to save some of my shorter books towards the end of the month, because for a week-long readathon, it feels really, really good when you can just like fly through a bunch of shorter books. So that might be my method, that might be my strat. Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. It's obviously like a bit of an older book, like a backlist book, but it has to do with a circus. In a city covered in ice and ruin, a group of magicians faces off in a daring game of magical feats to find the next headliner of the conquering circus, only to find themselves under threat of an unseen danger striking behind the scenes. Each act becomes more and more risky. The number of missing magicians piles up. 3 are forced to reckon with their secrets before the darkness comes for them next. It's giving like deadly competition. It's giving very cutthroat. It also seems, it says perfect for fans of Phantom of the Opera. So like, love that for Halloween. We will see with this one. It's a YA, so I think it will be a quick read, even though it does look a little bit more chunky. It's like 450-ish pages, but it should be a fast, like really fun read, very bingeable. These are the ones that I'm most nervous about because I was hoping to have read one of them in September so I wouldn't have them both for October, but they're going to be very, very vibey. So we have Nightshade and Infernium by Carrie Lake. I'm sorry about that one sunbeam. It's being so, like, look at that. Stop being so rude. Stop being so rude to our eyeballs. Anyways, these could also count for a gothic or spooky cover, a book with a gothic setting. Also for the Season of the Witch readathon, I have this for my Cauldron prompt, which is read a book with black or gray on the cover. Both of these would count for those. These have to do with this like veiled shadow world almost. It's kind of like a purgatory where dark and just depraved souls live. Our main character, who we don't get her name on the back, her name is Lustina. Girl, please. Her name is Lustina. Her dad is known for being this brilliant man. He ended up disappearing, but he also was tarnishing his academic reputation because he really believed that there was this veiled shadow world that he was trying to prove existed, until one day he disappeared. Lustina, I can't get over that. I forgot that her name was Lustina. I've read Nightshade before. I will be reading Infernium for the first time, but I just never finished this duology and I really want to. She is trying to find her dad. She stumbles upon this world called Nightshade, this purgatory world. It does actually exist, and when she goes there, she finds Jericho Van Croy in a decaying cliffside cathedral. He is a winged man. He's very morally gray. This romance had me by the throat the first time that I read it. It's so toxic. It's so crazy. It was just a fun, like, Kindle Unlimited read, and I need to revisit it so that I can finish it. And while I'm speaking about these books, I have another book by Carrie Lake that is on the TBR called Anathema. This is a book that I mentioned in the Kindle Unlimited video. Also super, super gothic. I think I mentioned in that video as well. Carrie Lake is on this streak where she is writing like chunky Kindle Unlimited fantasy romances that are all very gothic. And Anathema has to do with witches. There's a witch who knows that it is not good to go into the witch knell, which is also known as the Eating Woods. Any mortal who goes in there is never seen again. But our main character, Mavith, goes beyond the archways of bones to a boundary that no mortal has crossed before, and she finds that it is a dark, fantastical world that's as dangerous as it is alluring. She also finds a dark, crazy, weird man in there. I'm assuming that he's the love interest. We're gonna fall for him. But then she also has a man who is hunting her because he needs her to break his curse. So it's just a whole thing. I'm very excited to have a whole Carrie Lake moment in October. I'm literally debating subscribing to Audible. I'm already subscribed to Everend as an audiobook service that I love with my whole heart, but Carrie Lake's books are Audible exclusives. And so the audiobooks for these are on there, and I'm really debating getting them so that I can just plow through like 3 700-page books in October. So that's that. And then the last physical book that I have is Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. This is the second book in the Saint of Steel series. I read Paladin's Grace in September or August, I can't remember. I read it recently in the past couple months and was kicking my feet, screaming, crying, throwing up. These books are a very different vibe, but I feel like I need to throw in some books that aren't as like dark, devious, gothic, crazy. These I can absolutely fly through. They're so feel good. They are hysterical, laugh out loud fantasy romances that are about these knights and their love interests. We follow completely different love interests in this book than we did in the first book, and I'm so excited to get back into this world with these characters. This one I could use for Death Witch for Season of the Witch, which is read a book with necromancy, ghost, or the undead, because there are kind of undead in these books. So I could use that for Blood Witch. I could also use this for Vampathon, a book to sink your teeth into, because it's going to be such a fast read as well. That would be incredible. Then the Kindle Unlimited TBR is a thing for October, and I have never been more excited about it. So let's just pull up that list. A couple novellas that I would like to try to save for Vampathon. I have Thrum by Meg Smitherman. The only prompt I could really use this for is a book to sink your teeth into. This is a horror, like suspense type book that takes place in space. A girl wakes up after being in one of those like long space sleeps that I forget the name of, and her whole crew is dead, and so she sends out a distress signal. Another ship answers her distress signal, but it's like this alien guy who takes her onto her ship, and things just like aren't as it seems, and it's pitched as a very like Black Mirror type book, and that just sounds so scary. It's like 200 pages as well, so I think saving that for Vampathon would be perfect. The other novella that I have that I would like to try to save is Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist by Allie K. Mulford. This is like another feel-good, silly, goofy, contemporary romance where it's sapphic, and the girl has her ex-girlfriend's ghost haunting her until she finds someone new. So funny. Very rom-com. That one I could use for a paranormal romance for Vampathon. I have Phantasma, like we mentioned, for the Who Did This To You book club pick. Definitely for Death Wish for Season of the Witch, which is the read a book with necromancy, ghosts, or the undead. Then I have The Poisoner, which is just a very dark serial killer romance. It has to do with a girly who is an herbalist but also a poisoner, and I think that she gets into a romantic relationship with a vampire who is just morally black, so dark, so crazy. I have this as my Blood Witch prompt for Season of the Witch. That is read a book with vampires, blood magic, or blood in the title. It has a vampire, so it counts, and I've heard that there are scenes with blood in them in this book, so I think that it fits quite well. Not blood magic, but just like blood. For my tarot card prompt for Season of the Witch, I have Raise Hell by Britt KS. This is about a lunar witch who is bonded with an outlawed element, Aether. She's hiding an illicit gift. She's trying to get rid of her power. She has to make a begrudging alliance with this other man. This book is perfect because it says I need to have a book with witchy symbols on the cover, and Raise Hell has like witch symbols right at the top of it, which is perfect. For the crystal prompt, which is read a book with a shimmery cover or a cover in jewel tones, I have Peaches and Honey because it does have metallic on it, and this is the book that's pitched like a similar Addie LaRue. It's a girl who eats this peach from a mysterious god, and the peach grants her immortality, and then she kind of has to like live with her immortality, and the god comes to visit her, I think every so often throughout her life. It sounds perfect. The peach is like dipped in gold on the cover. It's a really pretty cover. I can't wait for this one. So I think those are all the ones that I have. I just don't have a dark academia setting for Vampathon decided quite yet. And the only book that I haven't mentioned yet that's on my TBR, I'm actually listening to it right now, and it is October 1st. I don't know how to say this name. Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. It is the horror book that takes place in Italy. We have our main character who has gone on, I think our main character's name is Anna. She goes on this family vacation. They're staying in this, I mean, just beautiful Italian villa, but it's sort of a haunted, creepy villa. There is this tower, like bell tower part of the building that's locked away, and they hear scratching on the door, and they see like the curtains move in the room, and then the next day they come back to the house and they're like, wait, wasn't there curtains on that tower? Wasn't there a window? Now there's no window. Like, what is going on? They start to see like visions. They start to feel scratches on their legs, and they think it's just like gnats from like sitting outside. A lot of creepy things start to happen. I'm maybe 15% of the way through the book. It's incredible. I don't know what prompt I'm using it for any of my readathons. Actually, I lied. I can use it for my season of the Witchwood. It says start here and it says pick any book. So that's my book that I'm picking for that one. There we go. Those are the books. I think I have like 10 Kindle Unlimited books that I'm trying to read, along with Diavola, so that makes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's realistic, right? So those are the 16 books I'm planning to read in October. I'm so excited. We're gonna get into the bullet journal side of this video, so stay tuned for that. But please let me know down in the comments, what readathons are y'all participating in? I feel like I just need to have a running list of October readathons that, I don't know, I might add more and just like dabble in all of them, because why not? Let me know what readathons you're participating in. What October spooky reads are you like most excited to get to? If you are just blowing up the comments saying Phantasma, perfect. Make sure to join the Who Did This To book club that I run on Fable. It's always linked down below. It's free to join. We read it at our own pace, and we just chit chat in the little chat boxes for all of the chapters as we go. I'm so excited to see all of the reactions to Phantasma. And now, let's bullet journal together. Hello, I'm back. Thank you so much for watching, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I post every single week. I will catch you in the comments, and I will see you in my next one. Toodles!